you, everyone. Welcome to the most exciting event in orchestra sports, the Orchestra Olympics. And now, let the opening ceremonies begin. Thank you. In the Orchestra Olympics, we are going to find out who wins the gold medal for the fastest piece of music ever, for the loudest, the softest, the longest, the shortest, the scariest, and the most triumphant ending. Are you ready? All right. Okay. We're going to start now with the medal for the fastest music. Now, in order for music to be fast, you have to have a lot of little notes, and those notes have to be very close together in a very short time. You know what kind of music is like that? Fiddle music. Here's our concertmaster, Jenny, playing a fiddle tune. Wow, so now here's the whole orchestra playing the gold medalist for the fastest music ever, Fiddle Faddle. fastest music. All right, now it's time for you, as our Olympic judges, to help us figure out which instrument of the orchestra can play the loudest. It's our next competition. We have 3 finalists. I want you to listen to them all very carefully, and at the end, I'm going to ask you to tell me which one should win the gold medal. The first instrument trying out for loudest instrument in the orchestra is the trumpet. Let's listen to the trumpet. Yeah. All right, the trumpet. Next, we have another brass instrument, the trombone. And finally, we have those instruments that you can hit or bang, the percussion. All right, so by your applause, who thought that the winner, the one who should get the gold medal, who thought the winner of this contest is the trumpet? Let me hear you applaud. Okay. Who thought it should be the trombone? All right. And who thinks the winner of this contest should be percussion? Gold medal! All right. Ben is going to place the gold medal around the neck of the percussionist. Yes, okay. Now we're going to play some of the loudest music ever written for orchestra. Imagine trumpet, trombone, percussion, and all the other instruments of the orchestra playing as loud as they can. This is The Rite of Spring by Igor Stravinsky, gold medalist for the loudest music ever written. loudest music. You know, to make loud music, you need to play with a lot of force, right? The string players use a lot of force with the bow on their string. The woodwinds and brass players put a lot of air through their instruments, and the percussionists hit their instruments very hard. That's how you get loud music. Let's try that now. For the next 5 seconds, I want you to clap as loud as you can. Go! Good. Now, can you do the opposite? For quiet music, you need to use as little force as possible. Try clapping now as quietly as you can. Go. I bet you can do even better. Maybe just use one finger against one finger. Let's hear it. That's very quiet. Very good. Let's have a contest for the instrument that can play the quietest. Let's start with the string instrument here in the front, the cello. Let's see how quietly the cello can play. Cello. All right, let's try yet another quiet instrument. How about the flute? Let's see what the flute can do. Wow. And finally, we have the French horn. Let's see how quietly the French horn can play, a brass instrument. Okay, so of those three instruments, by your applause, who thought that the cello should win the gold medal? Okay. Who votes for the flute? And who votes for the French horn? Despite one very enthusiastic judge, I think the winner is the cello. Gold medal. Okay, we're going to play the quietest music ever written for orchestra. This is called The Sandman Passing By. Now you know the story, right? When you go to sleep, a kind and gentle sandman comes, helps you sleep and gives you beautiful dreams. And that's why when you wake up, you feel like you have some sand in your eyes. That's the legend anyway. Well, a composer named Mr. Roussel wrote some music about the Sandman, and it's so quiet, I hope it won't make you go to sleep. But listen very carefully, because if it was any louder, it wouldn't be music about sleeping, it would be music about waking up. So here's the Sandman passing by. Shh. Okay, it's time once again for you to be our Olympic judges. We're going to find out which instrument can play the highest. Are you ready? Okay. First, we're going to start with the clarinet, and let's see how high the clarinet woodwind instrument can play. All right. Oh, wait. Wow, the clarinet, everybody. Bravo. Next, we're going to try the violin. Let's see how high the violin can play. All right, and finally, the third instrument is the very little flute that we call the piccolo. Let's see how high the piccolo can play. All right, this is going to be difficult. All right, by your applause, and you can only vote once, judges. You can only vote once. Who thinks that the winner should be the clarinet? Let me hear. Okay. Who thinks it's the violin? And who would give the gold medal to the piccolo? Okay, we have to have a runoff. Oh, we got two. All right, it's a tie. Fantastic. So that is the highest instrument contest. Let's get this gold medal ceremony going. Okay, great. Now, who can play the lowest? We're going to try 3 more instruments, okay? First, the bassoon. Let's see how low the bassoon can play. Listen. Shh. The bassoon. All right. Next, we're going to try the double bass, the grandfather of the string instruments here. Double bass. Double bass. And finally, the lowest of the brass instruments, the tuba. The tuba. All right. Now, by your applause, okay? And again, you can only vote once. Who thinks the gold medal should go to the bassoon? All right. Oh, the bassoonist over there. Who thinks the gold medal should go to the double bass? Wow. And who thinks that the winner of the contest is the tuba? What do you think? Tuba, yeah? Ben is grabbing another medal because it turns out that once again we have a tie between double bass and tuba. Wow. This is unusual. This is actually unprecedented in the history of Orchestra Olympics. All right. Now, Now it's time to play the longest piece. Now, you know, some pieces of music last 5 minutes, some of them are 10 minutes, some of them are an hour. There are pieces of music that are 2 hours long, but this next piece of music is longer than 2 hours. It's longer than 5 hours. It's longer than a day, longer than a week, a month, a year. This piece of music lasts longer than you have been alive. It goes on forever and ever, and it never stops. Would you like to hear it now? All right. I'll tell you what. In the interest of time, we will just play part of this music, but we want you to know that if we wanted to, we could go on forever. Here is, by Johann Strauss, Perpetual Motion. Okay, that was the longest piece of music ever written, the gold medalist. Now, if that's the longest, what should the next one be? The shortest. Here's the shortest piece of music ever written. Congratulations, gold medal. All right. Well, next, we're going to play some scary music. Do you guys like, how many of you like scary movies? Who likes scary movies? Okay. Great. Well, guess what? Music can be scary too. And it's the sudden loud noises that make this the gold medalist for the scariest piece of music. Here we go. Thank you. Scariest music ever written. Well, now we are going to end with the most triumphant piece of music, and in fact, because this is the last piece of music on our concert. It's going to be the best ending. The gold medalist for the best ending is the Symphony No. 4 by Peter Tchaikovsky. Now you have to imagine that he has written this music for all the winners, all the gold medalists in the Orchestra Olympics. And in the closing ceremonies, they all march out into the arena, cheered on by you, the audience, and the judges who have chosen them. And you, by the way, win the gold medal for the best audience in the world. Give yourselves a big hand. All right. We hope you'll come back and bring your family to see the Mobile Symphony, but for now, we're going to end with the gold medalist for the most triumphant ending, Tchaikovsky Symphony No. 4.